The payment reminder screen for many of you will be the default screen you log into when you log into your SuperControl account. However, if you're anywhere within your account, you can access this page by clicking onto the SuperControl logo, or alternatively, you can go into your bookings menu and you'll see within here payment reminders. The payment reminder screen is a really important one. Not only does it let you see any payments that you should be chasing, but also it lets you see any new bookings that have come in. You will see at the top here we have the due payments section, and we've set this to show payments that are due within the next 2 days. However, you do have the option to extend this. We can see we have bookings below in red, which shows that they're now overdue for payment. And it's just up to us to go into each booking and send a little reminder via email to the guest. If you have a payment processor enabled on your account, then the guest will have the freedom to click onto the payment link and make their payment at their own leisure. For any of you who are wondering what the little coloured boxes are next to each of the property names, this simply lets us know if the property is a provisional booking still or whether it's confirmed. So you'll see our top booking for Drystone Cottage, that is a confirmed booking, whereas Buttermilk Cottage below is blue because it's still provisional. For any of you who are using agents, you can hide the agent bookings from showing that they're due for payment until the time of the month when you are paid from that agent. And you can do that by going into the View Agents drop down. At the bottom of the screen, we can see all of our recent bookings that have come in. And this is bookings that have come in via the website and also bookings that you've placed yourself, so admin bookings. Again, you can decide how many days you would like to see when bookings have come in. And you also have the option to hide agent bookings from this list as well, if you prefer. At the top of your payment reminder screen, any new bookings that have come in will flash at the top of the page until you have gone in and read those bookings. For those of you who are holding a damage deposit, you can find the report on how to manage these through your bookings within bookings and security deposit reminders. There are 2 different ways you can hold a damage deposit. You can take what's called a refundable deposit, and this means that you're physically taking that money from the guest. So for example, you will decide whether you would like that money to be added onto the customer's deposit or their balance payment. So for example, if the booking was £1,000 and you were adding £100 refundable deposit onto that at the balance stage, then they would pay £1,100. So you were physically taking that money from the guest, and then if they damaged the property at the end of their stay, you would take some or all of that money. Or if they have left the property in a state that's absolutely fine, then you could return all of that money back to them. Now, depending on how the guest has paid for their booking, will depend on how you're going to return that money back to them. So the guest must have paid by card for you to return that money back to their card. And this is one of the advantages on using an online payment gateway to take your payments, because it gives ease of use for you and for the guest. Looking at the example below in the refundable deposits, you'll see that we have held £100 of a refundable deposit. Now you'll notice that our SagePay refund box is empty because we haven't taken that deposit via SagePay by card. We've taken that through another means, and that could be through bank transfer, cheque or a cash payment. If we had taken this money via card, the link would display under the SagePay refund for us to return that money back to the guest. Looking further down the screen, you'll see that we have security deposits. Now, security deposit or where you're just going to hold the money on the guest's card. So this is one of the great advantages of using one of our payment gateways, the likes of SagePay, Secure Trading or Holiday Rent Payment. The advantages of using a payment gateway means that you're not paying any transaction fee for this security deposit unless you need to take some money at the end of the stay. So really you're just putting a hold on that money on the guest's card. And it's really easy to manage from this report. You'll see on the right hand side we have an actions column where we can click to pre-auth the card, and that means to hold the money. So we can just move down that list, clicking each link for each of the bookings, and that will put a hold on that money. At the bottom of this report, it will show us a list of any bookings where we're physically holding the money and it's waiting to be released back to the guest. It would show the bookings below the header, security deposits due to be cancelled, and in the actions column it would give us an abort link where we can abort holding that money.